He's Grant Ramey. I'm Rob Lewis. This is the Exterior Home Solutions Fast Break on Volquest.com. Really just to go through the motions kind of night for Tennessee, 84-36 over Western Carolina in, 48-point win. I don't know if it was that close.
But they go through the motions, but they do it at a high level.
Yep.
Like, it's not like they're sleepwalking. I don't think they've really had a bad performance in one of these games yet. Obviously, they're 11-0, and they've handled their business. They haven't played the toughest schedule in the world, obviously, especially at home. But they play really well. I mean, they gave up 6 points in the first 90 seconds tonight, and they gave up 9 points for the rest of the first half.
The rest 18 and a half minutes.
Right. They finished another half without allowing a point for the final 8 minutes, just like they did against Miami last week. And they closed Illinois with a similar stretch where Illinois didn't make a shot from the field. So if you play elite defense, it doesn't take much to roll in here and beat the brains out of somebody that's really not that good.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't being critical. I was just saying,
Right.
it was just, just thoroughly dominant. I mean, by the halfway through the first half, you knew exactly, how it was going to go. And it was just the biggest drama of the night was whether or not Zakai was going to get a triple-double. And with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left, and he's pulled with 10 points.
It's the way it happened, too, because he had 5 rebounds by the first media timeout.
Before I even got my seat, he had 5 points and 4
He had
assists.
5 rebounds, he had 3 assists, and then it looked like it wasn't going to happen for a while.
He started 0 for 8?
Whatever from the field, and then he scores a little bit there, and he gets a couple assists, and suddenly it's back to, okay, this thing might happen. And then it gets to 10, 10, and 9, and out he goes with 2 minutes left. And it would have just been, the second one in program history?
Second one in program history.
Tyler Smith, 2008, UNC.
And it was also a non-conference.
Right.
I didn't know. I didn't remember it was UNC Asheville, but it was one of these kind of nights.
Right.
For sure. But not a lot to say. I mean, Jordan Gainey, I guess. I mean, to me, is a positive. I mean, he's starting to get consistent, I think, and man, he just looked really efficient.
He just looks so much more in control than he's looked at Tennessee. He ever looked at any point last year. He's obviously shooting it better, but I mean,
he's getting downhill too.
Right. What you have to feel so much better about is the point guard depth he gives you.
Yep.
He played 18 minutes in the second half against Illinois, a huge game, and he didn't have a single turnover. A physical game, a defensive game. So if you can get that behind Zakai Ziegler with Bishop Boswell, that makes you feel a lot better about that.
And we just saw Bishop Boswell a sling as we're taping this. We're not exactly sure. I don't want to say anything either way or speculate.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it was, severe, but something to keep an eye on going forward. But Grant, I mean, Tennessee's going to. I mean, they're going to be ranked number 1 for the rest of the year, and not much to talk about this game, what we just happened. So let's go and speculate into January. If we were just talking Florida wins in Charlotte against North Carolina tonight, they open SEC play at Kentucky. That's going to be a tough one. But if they can win that one, that's a top 5 showdown. If Tennessee beats Arkansas right here.
In Gainesville, the second week of January, first week of January?
It's the second SEC game. I believe it would be a Wednesday, January 8th.
Right. And Arkansas comes here first, too. So, I mean, storylines with Cal and Jonas Aiden coming back here and all that stuff. And, yeah, I mean, Tennessee's got, MTSU and Norfolk State before that.
I like their chances.
You like their chances. And then it feels like then it might be a fact at this point that every SEC game might be a quad 1 opportunity.
100%.
More often than not with what the absurdity that this league has had in the non-conference schedule. So, you would expect MTSU and Norfolk State to be nothing, and then you turn to Arkansas, and then it's Florida, and then it's Texas, and then it's the SEC grind.
I mean, forget this was really boring. So let's talk about the SEC is going to be murder. I mean, I wrote this today. There's going to be legit weeks where you have teams that are ranked in the top 10, and sometimes the top 5 to go 0-2.
Right. And I mean, it's
more than once.
It's 5 of the top 7, I think, in the AP top 25 are SEC teams.
And 5 of the top, but more importantly, 5 of the top 11 in Kim Bomb.
Right. So it's going to be a lot of quad 1s. It's going to be almost like SEC baseball, where you might be a 500 team and playing in the NCAA tournament. A 500 conference.
That's the exact analogy. I didn't come up with it. I stole it from somebody else. But that's what people talk about the SEC football. But yeah, it's tough at the top, top 4 or 5 teams. But you're talking about baseball's. I mean, half of Omaha could be SEC.
And it's what Rick has talked about since the day he got here, about getting the league better as a whole, top to bottom. And it's got to be better right now than it's ever been.
You see the coaching hires that have been made, and let's face it. I mean, the NIL commitment is the same on the maybe not exactly the same, but compared to other conferences, it's significant on the basketball side. And you're seeing that, not just at Tennessee, but all over this league. Going to be fun. 2 more warm-ups, and then it's going to get serious. He's Grant Ramey. I'm Rob Lewis. It's been the Exterior Home Solutions Fast Break on Volquest.com.